Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today I'm finally sitting down to do something a little bit more creative, a little bit more fun. First, I have to apologize for my little break, but it was necessary to get my life back in order. I hope you guys understand. But now we're back. Now I am excited to film again. After I took that little break, I'm really happy to be back. I feel that I've got my creativity flowing, so it's gonna be good. And today I've got some new makeup to play with. More specifically, some sugar pill things. I have the new capsule collection palette. It looks a little something like this. I've also had these 3 shades for a while and I just haven't had the chance to use them. It's Hypnotic, Velouria, and Tokyo. And these were launched a while back, but as I said, didn't have time to play with them. As you can probably tell from my hair, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit cute. I tried to play with accessories a little bit, and the buns look a little weird right now. I might tweak them a little bit later. So that's it. I'm not gonna make this intro too long, so let's jump straight into it. But before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. For today's look, I was inspired by a TikTok video by Issa Susie, where she paints clouds on her mirrors and she creates these beautiful borders that are made of clouds, and I thought that would be really fun to incorporate into a look and just kind of do the contours of my face using that same technique. So I will be recording a TikTok of this look as well. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I'm gonna leave all the info right up here. I'm not that active on there, I'm still learning how to do things, so please don't judge me. So I want the colors for this border to be purple and pink. So I'm gonna start off with Velouria because it matches the wig really well. And I actually use this in my eyebrows. I use the ColourPop Volumizing Mascara in the color Purple Prose first, and then I went in and filled the little gaps with this eyeshadow. So I'm gonna take this eyeshadow on a fluffy brush and I'm gonna start packing it on the sides of my face. Ooh, she pigmented. But I'm kind of going to start applying it where I would a contour or a blush and just really blend it out. So I'm just going to keep applying that all on the perimeter of my face. And I'm probably going to deepen it with a darker purple and help blend it out with a pink as well. I'm going to get the temples and my forehead. Even though I've got bangs, I'm just going to move them aside and just do a little bit of color there too. And I decided I am going to bring it down to the neck, so just working my way down. And you could do this with cream colors, absolutely. I probably would be doing this with cream colors if I didn't want to use these specific products. And because this eyeshadow matches the wig so well, I know that if I were using a cream product, I'd have to like mix them to achieve this color. So eyeshadow works fine, cream works fine, just work with what you've got. Then I'm going to use the capsule palette and I'm going to use the shade Melody. It's a big pan because it's supposed to be used as blush, but all of these are meant to be used in different ways. So like this is a blush, but it could also be an eyeshadow. These are eyeshadows, but they could also be highlighters, etc. So I'm just going to use that same brush, dip a little bit, and I'm going to apply that kind of on the edges of that first color. I'm going to use that to blend it out a little bit. Although it is very pigmented, I might have to go in with a clean brush. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go in with a clean brush so that I can be more precise with my application and I can blend it out better that way. I'm going to take it along here as well, getting some on my chin as well, and using this pink around the borders kind of adds to the cuteness because then it just looks like blush and it'll act as a good transition between the clouds and my face. I'm also going to use it on my neck right at the very bottom. I think I also want to add a little bit of Baby Doll, which is this very pale periwinkle color, and I'm going to add that right below here. I'm gonna add it to a few different spots, but I definitely want to have like a variation in tone. I want this to be as dimensional, you know, as possible. Blend that out with the pink. Maybe add some here. Although it doesn't make that much of a difference, it just adds a little something, you know. And then I want to go in with Undone, which is this deeper purple. I want to use that to intensify the purple areas a little bit, just right at the very edge. Then I'm going to go back in with Velouria to help blend it in, dipping back into Velouria. So I just want to deepen that and give it more depth. Then always going back in with the other colors to help blend it out. And then dip again into that darker purple just to get more dimension. You can see this just adds a depth to it, makes the color richer. Because this dark purple is more warm toned than Velouria. Velouria is very, very cool toned. It just gives a richness to the color, but I don't want to overpower Velouria too much. That's why I'm going and packing Velouria again over top. And it actually works really well. If you pack it on top, it kind of brings that coolness back, but there's still that depth in there. And then now because the purple is really strong, I might want to go back in with the pink and just intensify it. There we go. Now we're getting real richness in the colors. You can see the difference. But that's how I like to work. I'd rather build my way up slowly because then I can get really nice blending. I get a very controlled application. I'm just going and intensifying everything. I brought the blush a little bit higher, close to my eye, intensifying the areas here. Okay, so as per the TikTok video's instructions, I'm going to go in with some paint now, and she obviously uses acrylic, but I'm going to go in with some skin safe paint. This is the Makeup Forever Color Cream, and I've mixed the white with the pink and the blue just on a little palette, and I've created a darker and a lighter shade. I'm going to dip into the lighter one first, and I'm going to start by drawing the tops of the clouds. And then I'm going to dip into the darker one and use that to blend that down. I'm going to clean the excess off my brush and use that to help blend it out even more. So that's the basic idea on how to make a cloud. Now you have to do different sizes and shapes of clouds, and I'm going to start layering them one on top of the other. Always starting with the tops of the clouds because that's where it's going to be lightest. And then you can take that darker shade to help blend it out. And then you can add highlights to kind of create layers within a same cloud as well. You can also use a cream product for this. The one that I'm using is very similar to an acrylic paint. It's just safe for the face. You can always go back and add some more highlights at the tops and using the darker color to create dimension as well, adding some shading here and there. So I'm just going to keep doing that all around my face. There's no right or wrong placement here, but I do want to kind of create an organic flow of clouds. So I'm just going to place them somewhat randomly, but also keeping in mind the contours of my face and so on. Just remember to vary the size. Although that's not very difficult, it's quite easy to kind of randomize these clouds. I'm doing kind of the initial layer first and letting it dry a bit before I can go in and really highlight the tops of the clouds. Like here, this one down here is pretty much dry, so I'm gonna go back and just do the tops. And then kind of take the excess off and blend that down a little bit. The great thing about clouds is that they're supposed to be imperfect. So it's fine if they look a little wonky or, you know. Also, it's important to note the brush that you use for this. You want it to have the shape of the little cloud puffs. I don't know the technical name for each little, you know, of the cloud, but I'm using a flat rounded brush. That way I just need to press it down with a paint and the shape is done for me. You create less work for yourself this way and you get perfect little ridges every time. Now as I get closer to the center of my face, I'm not going to use the dark shade. I'm just taking the light shade and doing the tops of the ridges and then cleaning off my brush and just blending that down. That way you have sort of a very gradual fade towards the center of the face. So I'll do it here. Just doing the tops and then cleaning off my brush and then blending that down. You'll see that just creates the faintest little cloud, which I'll probably accentuate later with some more highlighting, but for now, that's pretty good. Because remember, I'm not using pure white, I'm using a pale lilac color, so I'm gonna go back in with pure white to really highlight everything. You can also do the opposite and use the darker color, and then clean off your brush and blend that down, and that will also create just like a nice little fade. Here I used too much, but you can get these little fades using the dark color as well. It can be a little overpowering, so I'm not going to do too many of these. I'm probably going to do more of the palest one faded out. And I'm obviously going to bring this down onto the neck as well. Now that I've got all my clouds pretty much done, I'm going to take some pure white on a smaller, flat, rounded brush. This one's a BH Cosmetics one. The one I was using before was a Dose of Colors concealer brush, and I'm just going to highlight the very, very tops of certain clouds. Blending it down if I have to, and it's just more of the same, but we're really gonna accentuate these clouds, and this will give even more dimension and depth to them. Now once that's done, I'm taking a pointed liner brush. This is a paintbrush, not a makeup brush, but you can use an eyeliner brush for this. And I'm taking that lighter color and I'm gonna do some lines kind of under the clouds. This is a little detail that she adds that I wouldn't necessarily add, but I think it does look cool in the end. Just kind of randomly at the bottom of the clouds. This kind of serves as filler a little bit. If there's any gaps between the clouds, you can do these little lines. I'm doing these lines along the edges too, because it kind of just helps to blend it towards the skin. And this is a detail that I wouldn't necessarily do on my own. I am doing it because it's in the tutorial, but I quite like the result. But it's not something that I would have come up with on my own, because it is just a bunch of kind of random lines, but it works. And that's why I think drawing inspiration from other artists can be really cool, because you get pushed out of your comfort zone and you get pushed to do things that you wouldn't do normally. And with that, you can develop your skill set even more. Now I'm going to take the Suva Beauty Hydra Liner in the color Space Panda. It's the white, and this is a water activated eyeliner. So I'm just going to drop couple little drops of water in there, and I'm using again another paintbrush. This is a very thin and long liner brush, and I'm going to do little stars and dots. Now it starts to get really cute. So I'm going to do some stars. I'm going to start at the center of the star and flick outwards. So I'm going to go up, one side, other side, down, and then do the diagonal lines in the same way. If it goes a little too far, you can just pat it, and there you go, you've got yourself a little star. You can fix it up a little bit. Then I'm going to do some dots here and there. This will also simulate like little stars. You can do some smaller stars, just like little 4-pointed ones as well. Now it's really just up to your imagination. I mean, all of this look is, but you know what I mean. Now that that's all done, I'm not sure what I want to do for the eyes, but I do know that I want to use Dream State all over my lid. I've been eyeing this color since I got this palette, so let's make it happen. And, ooh, I'm going to try it dry first, and then I'll go in with a wet brush to really bring out that shimmer. This is a very light rosy gold color that's super, super pretty and super delicate too. It's very, very subtle. I don't know if I made the wrong choice. This seems more like a topper maybe? I'm going to try it wet though, see what happens. So I'm just going to take it on my brush and then spritz it with a setting spray. I don't know if that changes much. No, it does. It helps a little bit, but this color's still quite subtle. I mean, the color's definitely there, but I feel like it's very similar to my skin tone anyway, so it looks very subtle on me. But it's a really pretty effect. It's like duochrome-y. Okay, I'm going to take the color Glory, which is right here at the very bottom, and it's this gorgeous dusty rose, and I'm going to add that to my outer corner. And I don't want the eyes to detract from the rest of the look. I definitely want the clouds to be kind of the focal point, but I do want to do some pretty eyes. I'm going to take that under my eye as well. This is going to be a good transition shade. I think I do want to deepen this a bit more. Maybe I do want to give my eyes more oomph. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I think I might also go in with a bit of Velouria on a little pencil brush, just really close to my lash line and along the outer corner, and blend that out with the pink. Now I'm going to go in with the Sugar Pill Fun Size palette, and I'm going to take the color 8-Bit, which is a blue, but it's kind of purpley, and I'm going to add that real close to the lash line. Just want to keep intensifying the lash line and the outer corner, and I might use Player 1 to blend it out. Guess I'm just doing a full face of Sugar Pill at this point. I'm going to take their old school Heartbreaker palette, and I'm going to use the color 2AM. I think this is one of the discontinued colors. And again, I just want to intensify around close to the lash line. I'm just basically using all their purples on my eyes at this point. The only reason I'm not using Undone from this palette is because it's very, very warm toned. Although I think 2AM is kind of similar to it. I just feel it might not be as warm toned. I could be wrong. And of course, since I'm using all the Sugar Pill purples, I can't leave out Poison Plum. This is their classic purple, and this one is cool toned and it's pretty dark. I mean, it's not dark, but it is darker than these other ones I've been using, so it will be really good to just intensify that a little bit more, darken it up a little bit more. You can see I'm just doing it gradually, but this way I get a really beautiful fade, and these colors all work super well together. I actually do love this lid color. It's super, super subtle and delicate, but that allows you to really intensify the outer portion, and that makes the lid stand out a little bit more. Now for the inner corner, I want to go in with Supernova. It's this shimmery shade right here, and I hope this looks good. Ooh, yes. It's a very pale lilac shimmer. Ooh, that's pretty. These shimmers are very soft, so there is quite a bit of fallout and kickback, but you just have to be careful when dipping your brush in. Don't go too hard. Just be very delicate and you should be fine. Oh, that's really nice. That really kind of brightens up the inner corners. And it's a good contrast because it's very, very cool toned, and on the lid we've got a warm tone. So with that contrast, it really helps to brighten up that corner. Now just to finish off the lash line, I think I want to go a little bit darker. So I'm going to go in with the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries, and I'm going to take this color right here, and I'm going to be careful with it because these are so pigmented. It's insanity. And I'm just going to use that. I don't know if it's darkening it that much. I might have to go in with this one. I don't think it's quite a black. It's just a very, very, very dark purple, I think. Could be totally wrong. So I'm just very, very slightly using that very close to my lash line. There we go. That way we get a really, really good intensity. That will just bring out the lashes a little bit more. And then I kind of want to use the color I used on my lid on my brow bone as well. I think it's going to give it a really pretty shine. So I'm just going to go right there. Yeah, that's really pretty. Ooh, this as a cheekbone highlight is probably gorgeous. I need to try that next time. Why next time? I could use it this time. I'm going to take it on a little fluffy brush and I'm going to do my face highlights with this. So I'm going to take it at the very top of the bridge of my nose and do the very tip of my nose. And I should probably contour my nose now that I think of it. I'm going to do my Cupid's bow. This does have a little bit of color to it, so I am going to kind of blend it out all over the nose. Top of the chin. And then I want to do a little bit right here on the cheek where the clouds meet the skin. And that just gives a pretty little glow, and it just adds to the magic and shimmery feel of this look. Now for the lips, I'm also going to stick to Sugar Pill because why not? And I swatched 4 different colors and I'm not quite sure. I kind of feel like I want to use these 3. It's Keepsake, Vertigo, and Kimchi. I'm going to start with Vertigo, this dark purple, to do the outline. And I know I definitely want to use Kimchi, but I'll see how I feel about Keepsake. But let's start with Vertigo. I'm going to take it on a lip brush just because I prefer applying lipstick with a brush. And I think I'm going to round out this lip shape. I kind of want it to mimic those Instagram filters that have a very rounded top lip. I'm not going to overdraw the bottom lip too much. Then I'm going to go in with Kimchi at the very center. Mine is a little old, so it's starting to dry up on me. I don't even know if they have this color anymore because it was a collaboration. And I'm going to take a bit of Keepsake, which is this dark nudie pink color. I'm going to use that to combine those 2 colors together. This just adds a touch of warmth to the lips because the 2 purples are very cool toned. I might add a gloss at the end, but now I'm going to finish up the eyes. And I'm going to go in with the Haus Labs eyeliner in the color Punk. It's the black. And I'm just going to do a nice little cat eye. The best way to get the inner corner is to do it with your eyes open, looking down into the mirror, and having your liner horizontally, parallel to the roots of your lashes. That way you can get a super thin line. Okay, so I did a bit of a longer liner, but I still kept it quite thin on my lid. I just thickened the outer corner. And now for my waterline, I'm going in with the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the color Crybaby. It's this very, very pale lilac that I think is going to go perfect with this look. It's pale enough that it's going to open up the eyes, kind of like how a white liner would. It's going to make the eyes seem a little bit bigger. Super cute. Kind of feeling like I need something on the nose, so I'm going to go in with the blush color very lightly, and I'm going to go under the nose. I actually might use this color. The blush might be too intense. I'm going to use this muted rose. I'm going to go under the tip of the nose and around, doing kind of like a circle. I'm not going to go over where I applied the highlighter. I'm just going to blend that up. Then maybe a little tiny bit of Velouria just to create a bit of a contour. A little bit. I don't want to add too much color to my nose, so I'm going to go in with the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette, and I think I'm going to go in with this one, but just very lightly because it's quite pigmented, and I'm just going to contour my nose a tad. This keeps the color kind of in the family, but I don't think it's going to intensify it that much. And I'm going to go across to create like a little button nose. I'm going to go up. Whoa, this is way too pigmented. I literally only like that. And that's how much pigment got on the brush. Like these shadows are crazy. Wow, my voice is starting to go because it's late now. And I'm getting a little tired, a little sleepy. So my voice is starting to give out. I'm just going to blend a little bit onto my nostrils just so that they're not like bare, so that they match the rest of the nose. I think that's a little bit better. I think to tone it down a little, I might go in with an actual contour color though. This is the HD Blush in Taupe by NYX. And I'm just going to do that over the contours just to bring that purple down a bit, but still maintaining that contour. We're gonna use that especially up here to really, really enhance this curve right at the start of the bridge of the nose. It just elongates the nose and creates a really pretty shape in my opinion. And I kind of can't help myself. I kind of want to add glitter to this, just a touch. I'm going to go in with the BH Cosmetics Base Booster first. This is very similar to the NYX one. The difference is this one's white. The NYX one is more translucent, although this does go on clear. And I'm just going to pat it just right in the center. I don't want too much. I just want a touch of glitter. Then I'm taking the Lit Cosmetics I'm Too Sexy glitter mix and just picking that up with a different finger and then just patting that on. And I love, love, love the Lit glitter mixes because, as the name says, it's a mixture of different colors and sizes of glitter. So it just gives a super, super dimensional shine to the eyes. So I just want to add just the slightest touch, just so there's a little something on the eyelids. But I don't want it to take away from the eyeshadow that's underneath. I just want to enhance what's already there. And just dusting off any fallout. Let me get close so I can show you. But this just adds a very, very slight shimmer. It's just a little detail. What if I add that to my lips? Let's see. Just gonna pat that on. Because the Sugar Pill lipsticks already have glitter in them. They're kind of a slow release glitter. The more you wear the lipstick, the more the glitter will come out. So I'm just curious if I add even more glitter. It's funny, it disappears when I smack my lips together. So maybe I won't do that. I do like this little shimmer. And then I think I do want to add a bit of gloss. I'm going to go in with the Melt Stupid Cupid gloss. This is their gray gloss with plenty of shimmer. And I'm just going to pop that at the very center of my lips. It smells so good. Okay, now I'm just going to do mascara and lashes off camera and I'll be back to show you the finished look. And this is the finished look. I added some elevation lashes in the style Freedom 9 on the bottom. I added just 2 little tufts. And then for my top lash line, I'm using the Violet Voss Fire and Eyes lashes. And I am pretty happy with this look. I feel so cute. The wig is still a little, I don't know, I feel like I've got 2 jellyfishes on the side of my head, but I don't know. I think it kind of works. And I've also got my fuzzy jacket on because it's kind of cold and it's a little bit purple too. So I thought it could go well, but I don't know. If this was like fake fur, I think it would look cooler. I think it would match a little bit more. This fake sheepskin I don't think works that well, but I'm still cold, so I'm going to stay wrapped in it. And it's also the comfiest thing I've ever worn. So, I don't know why I got inspired to do this look, but I think it's very cute and creative. It's both glam and artistic. I've been really enjoying mixing those two up lately, where it's a little bit of glam, a little bit artsy. I've really been enjoying doing that, so please let me know if you like this type of thing, or if you really want me to go all out, all artistic. I do plan on doing some of those soon, but I haven't quite been inspired just yet. I'm preferring to throw a little bit of glam in there. Please let me know if there's another TikTok video you'd like to see me recreate, or Instagram filter. I've done one so far, which was my last video, and I've been thinking about doing a few more of those because they're really fun and they're really cute. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see here on the channel now that I'm back. So I hope you enjoyed this look. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being patient while I was away. Thank you so much to all my patrons who support me. Even though I've been away here, I have been active on Patreon. There's a bunch of Patreon exclusive videos for you to watch. If you want to check that out, click the link in the description box. And I will see you next time. Bye.